Alright, well, I'm the Only Sir Cracker, and that was a quick update. Hey there, this is the Only Sir Cracker, and I'm coming to you from the front yard today. It's the Only Sir Cracker. Guess what? I knew the camera was on the entire time, because I'm having fun with you. Hey there, friends. I'm the Only Sir Cracker, and this is a gardening update. And probably a little bit of me venting, but it's all good. I just got home. The kids are on their tablets or whatever playing while dinner's being made, and the wife is reading a book or doing something or doing dinner. I don't know. But I I just thought that I would come out here, take a look at my garden, and talk. So sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, by the way, I'm probably going to hold the camera the whole time, and you probably won't see my face, but it's all good. My hair is kind of a mess today. So it's all good. So the wind is kind of blowing a little bit today, but I want to go ahead and show you my peppers. So I've got my 5-gallon buckets. Right here there seems to be 5 of them. And I have everything in here from jalapenos, red bell, banana, yellow bell, green bell, and then some weird one that I don't know what the name of it is. I've got the tag for it downstairs, which I'll show you here in a few minutes. But they're random. I didn't mark them when I planted them. I just planted them. I wanted to kind of have a little bit of fun this year and trying to guess what they were until they came up. So, and then of course the barrel next to it. These are my potatoes that I showed you a couple weeks back, and they have just exploded. I mean, they're growing like crazy, and these things are going to get huge. Potato plants, the plant itself, usually you'll get about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, and they're very bushy, because they're trying to pick up as much photosynthesis as they possibly can. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool. So I'm anxious to see what these look like in the fall. Hopefully I can make them more yummy, and they're big and delicious. And I believe these are rustic, but I'm not 100%. Let's see. Oh, okay, this over here. So I've got 3 pots that aren't planted yet, but the one back behind is another pepper plant. It is the same pepper plant as what's on the other side of the gate. Those are the same. This garden right here belongs to my daughter. And she shot a video with me in kind of a collaboration of her planting this. And this is how she wanted to plant her little garden space. And so she's got a marigold down in front, and then she has a pepper plant in the back, which is one of these yellow, it's kind of like a jalapeno, but not as hot. And the pepper on it is really, really long, about 1 foot to 16 inches long. And then she's got 2 different varieties of tomato plants. And again, I don't know what they are, but they are determinants. So they're only going to get so big, and then that's it. And they're cherries. So let's keep looking. Okay, so now I'm on the other side of the gate. And if you look real carefully at the ground, there is grass seed. And I just put this down yesterday, and then we had a thunderstorm. And I put it in all of the bare spots in the grass. Some are better than the other when it comes to where exactly I put them, and if it comes up, that's great, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And look, the storm, it knocked stuff off of my tree. Yeah, it happens. That's what happens when you have a nice thunderstorm. So there's a view of my garden. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's all on one part of my property. And if you really think about it, it doesn't take up that much space. For the most part, I mean, it's a really small area, and yet the yield I'm going to get off of it is quite a lot, actually. So let's take a closer look over there. So normally I start on the other end, and I thought I'd shake things up a little bit and start over here with some of my Walla Walla onions. And they're growing. They're doing good. They're nice and tall. And these ones actually that are over here, I didn't think that they were. I didn't have any really any expectation for them. They're on the ground. They're low. The kids could get to them. The squirrels can get to them, which the squirrels can get to anything. And they kind of were wimpy looking when I planted them. And I just didn't think they were going to do a whole lot. And they're just starting to surprise me. So we'll have to see how their longevity goes and that kind of thing. I'm trying to nip out all of the weeds. Every day I pull more weeds. There is no compost or anything or ground cover over and around them. And so it's going to be a constant picking weeds on these guys. That's why I like to put stuff down, is then I don't have to do with the weeding. It's less maintenance that way. And then there's a few here in the back that I just don't have a whole lot of anything in them other than weeds. And I'm going to probably plant some cucumbers. As a matter of fact, this whole back corner right here that we're looking at, I'm going to put in, I think, a bunch more containers, and I think this is going to be my cucumber corner. I was going to put it back behind over there, behind next to the other plants, but that's not going to happen, I don't think. And this year, this branch is growing really low, and it's blocking a lot of sunlight from getting to the back. So it's going to go. I'm going to cut it out. And I'm going to cut out a lot of that branching and stuff too, because it's going to be blocking a lot of the sunlight, and I don't want that. I need as much sunlight as I can. On the back part of this property, this is the south facing. This is the back of my house, and this is all the trees and stuff that I have to deal with. And so it cuts out a lot of full sun. I mean, it's solid trees. So I need to get as much sunlight as I can back here. So some of these branches are just going to have to go. There's just no way around it. This particular bush that I'm looking at, or that we're looking at right this minute, is not a lilac bush anyways. It's kind of it's suckers. If you look down here at the bottom, there are suckers off of this other tree. So I'm going to end up cleaning some of this out. Now I probably won't take it all this year. I'll take a bunch of it out, and that way I'll have less to have to worry about there. Okay, so this is the first 55-gallon barrel in line, and these are the onions that I planted. And as you can see, I mean, this is 1 week worth of weeds, and they're easy at this stage to just pull. It's just time consuming. That's the only problem. So yeah, it's just a matter of going in here and pulling up these little weeds. I'm trying to get them before they get too big, but hey, look here. This is an evil thing. This is called a fern. And the problem with these stupid things is when you have them around, you can never ever get rid of them completely. You pull them up, as many of them as you possibly can, but it doesn't matter. They put off spores and they end up everywhere. And if you let them go too long, their roots are really deep. And so trying to get rid of a fern is just kind of a pain in the butt. All right, so I'm looking here. This is my first lady. And the leaves are old. This is not blight. It's just the leaves are really old. They've been on the plant for a while, and they've done their job. They've sustained, everything they could. These were the leaves that were downstairs in the makeshift grow room. And so when they came outside, these leaves weren't used to the sunlight, and so they burned because they were used to a softer light. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my nail and my forefinger like that and just pinch them off. It's not that big of a deal. It's not going to hurt the plant. As a matter of fact, if anything, it'll probably make it so there's less chance of an infection or something like that. And these are the nice plants that I was talking about last night. So if you look at these, this top one is a sucker. Then there's a sucker right here. Then there's a sucker right here. See it? And then there's another sucker down here. These are amazing plants. And because I have broccoli over here on this side, and I have onions over here next to it, I probably won't trim any more suckers off. I will just try to contain it as much as I can in this small little space. And then I'll get to a certain height and I'll just start cutting the top off, probably. All right, so these are peppers. I don't know what they are, other than, like I've said before, but I will take you downstairs in a little while here and show you the makeshift grow room, and then that way you can see what they are. So the broccoli, I've uncovered them. They've been uncovered now for almost 2 weeks, and they are finally starting to perk up and grow, and they look amazing. They have all of the tomato and these, and there's a few others, have the elk remains underneath them, and it's a lot of bedding, a lot of the straw. There's a lot of bedding in it. I mean, the elk didn't process this. This is just the bedding. There's a lot of broken down elk matter in with it, but yeah. So that's what I've got around it. I'll probably put a little bit more around that. I will definitely put more around the tomato as the tomato gets older. And then here is another one of the First Ladies, and I think they are amazing plants. And it's only been, I mean, they're coming out of their shell. It's only been a little while. They've been in the ground about a week now, I believe. I think it's been about a week, I think, they've been in the ground. More peppers. They're looking absolutely awesome. Okay, so the peppers that I have downstairs in the makeshift grow room, I have snipped the top out of them to make them more bushy. And I am considering doing that to these. I just haven't gotten there yet. If you look down inside, you can see that they're trying to put on some flowers already, some blossoms. So, and they're all doing that. And there's one here. They're all starting to put on blossoms. And I don't know if I want to do that just yet, or if I take them off, if it might stunt them for the rest of the year. So I'm trying to think about it, trying to figure out what it is I want to do. I'd like the idea of clipping the tops off of them, and then that way it'll promote some more side shoots and make a bushier plant, which is what I would ideally like, and it's what I might end up doing, is just trimming them off. So next week when I shoot another video, I might show you that, oh hey look, the pepper plants have been trimmed off. So here's another Walla Walla onions, and I've got lots of onions this year. It is crazy. I've just got so many onions this year. Like I showed you in one of my previous videos, I was at I think it was Lowe's or Home Depot or someplace, and I bought 2 of them for a really great price. I think it was like $5 for 2 huge bundles of onions. So I figured, why not? I got a little bit of space to do it. And my pumpkins are growing back there. You can see there's at least 2 that are coming up that I can see. I might put a couple of more pumpkin seeds in, just for the fun of it. And I'm not so worried about them killing off the onions that are in there. I will trim back as they grow. I will trim back the bigger leaves and try to train them so they go over the edge, and so just the roots are inside the pot. This I've talked about. This is just a sucker, and it will disappear. It's not even a lilac. The lilac bush is down there, so that's going to go. And that's a lilac bush there. And then we got strawberries. Delicious strawberries. And they're finally starting to hold their own. There's a couple of, as you can see here, the tag, Ozark Beauty, and the other one is Quintal? Quinal. I don't know, I can't pronounce it. Got some grass growing, which, that happens. I have a weed whacker, but it takes just too much time to pull it out, so I don't even worry about it. And then you see here the leaves. These are the same situation as before. they're from downstairs, and so the leaves. Oh, these are tough. I might have to get scissors out here and trim them properly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trim that. That's bad. Their stems are really rough and are really tough, and yeah, smells amazing though. These 4 pepper plants are jalapenos. These are the only ones I know what they are, because I put them together. I thought, why not? Whatever, let's do it. Let's see how it goes. And so I put all 4 of my jalapenos in the same containers, 2 on that side, 2 on the other side. And so yeah, we'll see how those go. And of course, the holes in the bucket is for the apple tree. And it'll be kind of interesting to see how it does throughout the rest of the year. It seems to be pretty happy. I mean, it's got a lot of foliage on it, so it's looking great. A lot of new growth. Blueberries, I want to keep you updated on the blueberries. It looks like there might be something growing in there on them, but it's so hard to tell because I don't know a whole lot about blueberry bushes. So this is really my first real go at it. Oh, and then look at the potatoes. They are growing. These guys are going to get huge. And I'm going to have a problem because I've got this situation here happening. They're going to get big, and they're going to end up hurting the blueberries and probably taking some of the light away from the blueberries. Although now that I'm looking at it, the leaves on the blueberries are changing colors. So maybe they're not happy. I may end up, I think, either they're new leaves, which I don't think they are, or I might just end up losing my blueberry bushes. Something might be wrong with the soil. Maybe it's the compost I put in it or something. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on those. But the potatoes look like they're doing good. And they're nice, bushy stalks, healthy looking. So it'd be kind of nice to see how these 55-gallon drums do with potatoes this year. I've never done potatoes in the 55 gallons before, so I'm sure they won't go too deep. They'll probably go maybe 16 inches deep, and that's about it. I didn't plant them very deep, and I didn't soil them up, and nor do I plan on it. I don't plan on doing that. But look at that broccoli. These are the ones that were uncovered. And look, oh my gosh, look in here. They're already putting on flowers. Wow. We might be having broccoli to eat within the next few weeks, maybe next month. And these, by the way, these broccoli leaves, you can eat them. You can eat them. You can juice them, and they taste just like the broccoli. They're absolutely awesome. And look at that. They're growing. It's kind of cool. I like looking at these because as they grow, the leaf is pretty much already formed to what it's going to be when it's down below. It grows inside these little pods like this, and they're developing exactly what the leaf is going to be when it comes up. So all it does is it breaks through its shell and it opens up and it spreads out, and it's already what it is. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know. I think rhubarb is beautiful. I don't necessarily eat it. As a matter of fact, I don't eat it. I'm not a big fan of rhubarb, but I love the way it looks. It is just so pretty. And the leaves just get bigger and bigger and thicker and bigger and bigger as time goes on. It's pretty cool. And then there's my 3 pine trees, one for each of my kids. It's kind of how I figured when I got them. They look like they're doing okay, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on them. Getting through the winter is going to be probably the hardest part, with them being up above the soil, being above ground. So, okay. Well, here's my lilac bushes, and they're leaving. They're all dying off now, which means it's almost June. And I'm not exactly sure what kind of tree this is, but it also had really pretty blossoms on it too. But they're all dying off. But underneath it is my compost pile. And I know it looks like it's smaller than it was before, and it kind of is, but I think a lot of that's got to do with the dog. The dog decided to jump up on top of it and dig and have fun with it. So, whatever. Dogs will be dogs, right? Whew, there you are. Sorry, I had to turn the camera around so you could see me. I know, I'm wearing a completely different shirt this time. That's because the intro that I did a few days ago, and I thought, no, let me go ahead and shoot the video now. Actually, my phone died earlier. I'm shooting this on my phone. You know, the old-fashioned way. It seems to be a little easier. I don't have to go into production and do a whole lot. All I got to do is just kind of shoot everything in sequence and put it together in YouTube video manager or whatever the heck you want to call it. So we got the fire over here. We're gonna end up burning, I think, today. We got friends coming over. Your swimming pool. It's kind of cold still for a swimming pool. There's the sun. You can see the sun. Say hi, sun. I hope you saw him. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. It's kind of a little update video more than anything. I just kind of wanted to show you what I did and what's going on. Like the dog area. I put some seed down, but not a lot. If anyone wants a dog, I've got one that I'm giving away because she likes to dig. It's that one. She's cute. She just likes to dig. And I don't like that. That's why we put the fence up. Is so that she can't dig. And then the other one, every now and again, we let her out so she can run and play. And we go to the dog park all the time. So I'm not too worried about it. And it keeps me from having to pick up a lot of dog poop. Oh my gosh, dog poop. That's a pain in the rear to have to be picking up. Especially when your dog is about the same size you are, or thereabouts. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and let you go and enjoy the rest of my Sunday afternoon. Like I said, I got friends coming over, and we're going to have a little game night. So, alright, I'm Neely Sir Cracker. I'll see you next time, and you all have yourself an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Bye for now. It's like mini-me, isn't it?